Gold is gone. Not the price, not the market, the actual element. Every atom of it vanished. Your ring, the fillings in your teeth, the chip inside your phone, the satellites above your head. All of it. Gone in the time it takes you to read this sentence. So what breaks first? The first sign something is wrong isn't on the news. It's in a factory in Shenzhen, China. A technician is staring at a circuit board that suddenly stopped working. She's run every diagnostic she knows. Nothing explains it. She flags her supervisor. He doesn't know either. Nobody does. Because the thing that disappeared wasn't just sitting in bank vaults, it was hiding somewhere else entirely. It was inside everything. Your phone has a small amount of gold in it. So does your laptop. The contacts on every electronic connector you've ever touched. The satellites sending GPS signals to your car. The James Webb Space Telescope. All of it lined, coated, bonded with gold. Because gold conducts electricity without ever corroding. Nothing else does it as reliably. Copper oxidizes, silver tarnishes. Gold just works indefinitely without complaint. And now it's gone. Somewhere in Virginia, a server farm goes quiet. In Germany, internet traffic briefly reroutes itself around a dead node. In Tokyo, a hospital monitor flashes an error that the technician on duty has never seen before. 3 completely unrelated failures. Or so everyone thinks. Then the financial markets open. Gold has been a store of value for 5,000 years. The reason is simple. You can't fake it, you can't print more of it, and it doesn't rot. Governments trusted it because they couldn't cheat with it. When paper money didn't exist, gold was the money. When traders realize it's gone, actually gone, not just crashing in price, the reaction isn't panic at first. It's confusion. Nobody has a protocol for this. Central banks start calling each other. The IMF holds an emergency session. Futures contracts on gold are suddenly worth nothing, and the traders holding them are staring at their screens, trying to understand what they're even looking at. Then, within hours, markets start moving. Traders dump currencies they think are most exposed to the missing reserves. Nobody agrees on which ones those are, so everything swings wildly, because nobody knows what anything is worth anymore. But here's the one that actually hurts real people. India. India has more privately owned gold than any country on earth. Not in government vaults, in people's homes. Families save in gold jewelry. Weddings are funded by gold passed down through generations. A daughter's inheritance, a family's emergency fund. When it disappears, millions of families lose the only savings they had outside of banks, not investments. Savings. Now here's where it stops being just about money. Airports start having problems. Not grounded flights, something subtler. GPS accuracy begins slipping as satellites with gold-coated components start degrading. Air traffic controllers notice small discrepancies in positioning data. Nothing catastrophic yet, but the margin for error is shrinking. Satellite communication becomes less reliable. Not gone, just degraded. Phone calls drop more. Data transfers slow. The internet still works, but it's like a road where half the lanes just closed and nobody told the drivers. Suddenly, this isn't just a financial crisis. It's a civilization problem. 3 days in, hospitals start facing real pressure. Gold is used in certain cancer treatments, in diagnostic equipment, in some joint replacements. None of this kills people immediately, but it starts a clock. New equipment can't be manufactured the same way. Existing machines get rationed. The deeper problem is semiconductors. Every advanced microchip uses tiny gold connections between the chip and the circuit board. Without them, manufacturers scramble for alternatives, platinum, palladium, other metals that work, but not as well, and not at the same scale. Supply chains that were already fragile become impossible to predict. New phones, new computers, new medical devices, all of them slow down, not stopped, just slower, more expensive, less reliable. 6 months out, something unexpected happens. Silver prices go through the roof. Not because silver is a perfect replacement. It isn't. It corrodes. But because people need something to believe in, something physical, something limited. Silver is shiny. Silver has history. It's close enough. Silver jewelry appears everywhere almost overnight. Then platinum does the same thing. And then strangely, art with gold themes starts selling for enormous amounts. Paintings, sculptures, anything that depicted gold. Not because it contains any, but because people are already nostalgic for an element. That's how fast it happened. The Olympics that year become a minor international incident. Gold medals are now physically impossible to make as gold medals. The IOC settles on a platinum coating over bronze. Several countries object loudly. The debate about what a gold medal even means without gold goes on for months and says more about human psychology than any economist's report. Here's the scorecard at 6 months. The hardest hit economies are the ones that relied most heavily on gold, either in personal savings like India or in mining like South Africa and Australia, where entire regional economies built around extraction simply collapse. The countries that hold up best are the ones that had already shifted their wealth into manufacturing, technology, and trade. Not because they planned for this, just because their foundations happened not to depend on gold. The industries that quietly win, anything working on alternative materials. Companies that had been developing gold-free electronics for years suddenly have a 5-year head start on everyone else. Palladium suppliers, platinum miners, alternative connector manufacturers. Problems that were low priority become the most important engineering challenges on Earth. And then there's the thing nobody expected: trust. Gold worked as money for 5,000 years because everyone agreed it worked. No authority decreed it. No government made it law first. People across completely separate civilizations who had never met each other independently decided that this particular metal was worth something. And that agreement held unbroken for millennia. When it disappears, the question isn't just what do we use instead? It's why did we trust that and not something else? And when people sit with that question, the answer is uncomfortable. We trusted gold because it was there. It was physical. It was limited. You could hold it in your hand and nobody could argue with it. Without it, we're forced to trust systems instead of things. Banks, governments, blockchain, each other. Which is harder? Which is less certain? Which is maybe what we should have been building toward all along. The gold is gone. And 6 months later, the world is still running. It turns out civilization wasn't built on gold. It was built on the belief that gold would always be there. If you want me to go deeper on any of this, the India savings story, the satellite degradation timeline, or what actually replaces gold in semiconductors, let me know in the comments. See you next one.